Good, beautiful morning to all of you guys. So happy to have you here. Welcome to Club Mason Gang, all you newbies. This is the channel where you just kind of follow me around. I give you some tips and tricks. You also just, I don't know, kind of enjoy life with me. So today, I figured since I build service businesses, Olio, which is a service business, co-working space, 3 Timbers, service business, I'd give you guys my 10 tips to building a service business. So I'm going to hurt my back when trying to unload this plywood quick. And for all you guys wondering, what's the plywood for, Bob? What's the plywood for? Well, we actually use plywood like that when we run like a Ditch Witch, Dingo, sometimes a Bobcat. We really just like to go across the lawn using some plywood so we don't have to completely redo the lawn. And we originally packed this up because we have a putting green that we're putting in that we thought, we should run across the lawn with it. But then we realized that we're gonna have to bring over 120 tons of rock back there, and it just wasn't gonna do the trick. So we just accepted we'll be redoing the front lawn. First thing is you need to differentiate yourself. So we at 3 Timbers, I wouldn't say we found our differentiation factor through our service, but what we have differentiated ourselves with is actually having good guys. Brian would be one of the good guys, except when Brian does stupid stuff. Like, that power sprayer is $3,000, and it is sitting sideways, flooding the engine the whole weekend. Please explain yourself.
It's not stable.
Let's see if she starts, huh? Oh, let's go! But as I was saying, it's really our differentiating factor is our guys. So like Brian will mess up, but he'll always say he's sorry, and he'll always talk to clients, and he'll always make it better. Drew will mess up, but he'll always talk to clients. He'll always sit there and be on site for like an hour after a task, just getting to know the people. That is our differentiating factor. We are much more personal than any other company out there, and that's what we kind of ride and die on, because as we expand at this point, we're gonna probably make more mistakes than a lot of landscaping companies, but we're gonna come back and fix it a lot more than any other company. That's just kind of our #1 thing that we differentiate ourselves from all the competition. Plus, if you wanted to, you can look at 3 Timbers reviews. They're all 5 stars. Tip number 2, at least in my opinion, is set up systems. Like set up checklists, set up systems that people can follow. Just make sure that all of your work is dummied down to a point that everyone can easily understand what they're doing. So for example, in our business, we can't just say, hey, go mow the lawn. Because to some people, mowing the lawn might mean, let's drive really fast and let's rip up the lawn. Or let's weed whack all the way down to the ground so there's only dirt left. So we actually have to create checklists. So we have a checklist for every single lawn crew. They have to check off all of those items, and they're essentially saying, hey, we are signing off that we did all these jobs. If we have quality control come back and check our work, it's gonna be perfect. And if it's not perfect, we understand that we could get reprimanded, or there is a problem with our work because we physically said that the job was done. So it's a way to hold your employees accountable, and it's a way for you to do better, higher quality work. So this third one for the service industry, I think is really important. It kind of ties to our first tip. I mean, when you're trying to be niche, you're usually being niche for your customer. For us at 3 Timbers, we're very focused on our customers. So that's my third tip for running a service business. You're in customer service. Like, they can go pick someone else, they can go work with someone else. So you need to treat every job like it's your own job. Pretend you're doing it for yourself. How would you want that level of expertise? How would you want that product or service to look at the end of the project? And treat every single customer with an insane amount of respect, no matter how big your company gets. The second thing within tip number 3 that kind of ties into it is just make sure your quality of work is A+, and make sure your relationship with the customer is A+. We have a 20-minute rule, so every single job site, every single day, except for the mowing crews, you are required to go talk to the customer for 20 minutes every day. Ask them how the project's going, what's their take on the project, figure out how their day is. Like, you want to get to know the customer, because not only does that leave them with a good taste in their mouth where they're thinking, wow, these guys are a lot more than just a commodity. It also makes them become friends with you. It makes it easier, so when you make a mistake, or which is inevitable, you can easily talk to them and be on the same page. You can easily ask for forgiveness. They will easily want to give you a second chance. The relationship part of running a service business, most important thing ever. I should have had that as my number 1, but that's my number 3, and you need to make sure, if you're a service business, that's your main focus, your main priority every single day. Got a new plate compactor. Oh, made in Japan. Isn't that great? So you will never hear a lot from me about engines and whatever else, but essentially what I can tell you is this makes bases a lot harder. Retaining walls, whatever, lasts a lot longer so it doesn't settle. You can put water in here, keep the dust down. That's about all I got for you, but plate compactor, wow, sweet. And with that new purchase, probably be good to bring up item number 4. So the 4th thing that you want to keep track of and do, and tip that I can give you when it comes to a service business, is keep track of your costs. We don't go out and over leverage. We don't buy everything in the world that we need because, well, we don't want to run out of cash. Cash is king in a small business. Cash is king when you're running a service business. So make sure you're tracking everything. Like, do a profit and loss statement, have a balance sheet, use QuickBooks, use whatever program, but make sure you see how much money you're bringing in, how much money's going out, and then make sure you have enough reserves in play that you can survive a little bit if the market heads for a downturn, or you don't have clients, or a project goes wrong, all of those things. So keep track of your cash flow. That is tip number 4 when running a service business. Always improve, always learn as a service business. That is my tip. Always learn more about your industry. Always try to become more efficient. Always try to become better. Learn more about your industry. Here comes a big boom. Nice. Thank you. So yeah, always learn, always improve. That really just goes for life in general. That's just not service businesses, but that is definitely a tip that I think is important because we can become very stagnant. The next tip you should think about when running a service business is keep track of your marketing. So like, marketing is hugely important. You should always be trying to get leads, more business, keep growing, because you never know when those things would dry up. For us, our marketing comes in through third-party sources. We do marketing through our website. We do marketing through our social media. We do marketing through these videos. We do marketing just word of mouth. We have signs out at every project. We have logos on our trucks. And you even have experiences like today when I dropped off that rock. Okay, so there was a family that came by and they had a kid in a stroller, and the kid's like really excited. The kid's like really excited to see the tractor. They wanted to see the ditch witch. And Drew, being the good person that he is, Drew actually went and he started driving the tractor for the kid to watch. And I moved the trucks so Drew could pick up some rock and then dump it and pick it up and dump it. And the kid was so excited that the guy, who was the grandfather, actually came up to us and said, hey, we want to hire you to do a retaining wall, because anyone that's willing to take the time to make my grandson happy, that's somebody we want to hire. So really, you can do all those third-party marketing strategies, do all the things right, but you just being a good person and worrying about the customer and other people that live around the customer's house, I'll do the marketing for you. Make sure you have insurance as a service business. Make sure you pay your taxes as a service business. Make sure you have all the licenses or anything else you need as a service business. Don't cheat the system. It won't help you. It's no good. And it's kind of scary if something goes wrong. Look at that. Now we figured out number 7, we could see our new plate compactor at work. See that? Isn't that nice? Just Bradley going ham over here. We currently are working on a massive putting green. You can see the whole process. Really, you can see all of that on the Three Timbers channel. I'll be in and out. You guys will see it here and there on the Mason Gang channel. But this is where our problem was. I originally thought that the upper tier would be over here. We're doing 2 tiers of putting green. Thought the upper tier would be over here. And when we did the math on it, it would have been about 46, 47 inches tall. We would need a huge retaining wall, and that would have been ridiculously not good. So we convinced the client, hey, let's do higher tier here, lower tier there. It's gonna be awesome, and honestly, it will be awesome. Number 8, know your boundaries when you're running a service company. That is tip 8. Actually know what you can offer, don't overextend. I mean, right now I'd say Three Timbers is slightly overextending with this putting green. And we've never done it, but the thing is, we're looking into the future and we know that we want to do things like this. So we might be overextending for this project, but we're also trying not to overextend into other projects that don't meet our criteria. So, I mean, we're not gonna cut down trees even though we're Three Timbers. We're not gonna do a lot of scuba diving at this point because, I mean, it just doesn't fall within what we wanna do and what we wanna be. And you figuring out what your future looks like is actually tip number 9. So I'm just gonna do both right now, 8 and 9. Actually be aware of your future constantly. Figure out where you want your service business to be, what you want it to look like. Like for us, we wanna do a lot more stuff in Arizona. We wanna do a lot more stuff in Minnesota. We wanna do a lot more specialty projects. So we have to overextend right now in some capacity to do this putting green, so we can do a better job in the future actually accomplishing all the jobs that we want to accomplish, because that's where we want to be. We want to be that company that's doing $100,000 projects all the time. So with that, I'm gonna go work out. I'm not gonna bring you with. No, because that's weird and I don't like videoing people while they work out. Michael's working late. Brad's working late. Actually, Bradley's working on a 3Ts video, so you guys can check that out. Three Timbers channel. Oh, that's exciting. But back to number 10. Final tip for all people running service businesses. Know your worth. I did not know our worth when we first started Three Timbers. When I was in high school, I thought we were worth 15 bucks an hour. Now we charge 60 bucks an hour, and we're probably not charging enough, but we're learning. So know your worth, know your overhead, know what you should be charging people for your job. And that pretty much wraps up today's video of the Mason Gang. I love all of you. I love doing these. I appreciate you coming along, and I'll see you next time.